He's a blue-collar guy. He doesn't have a lot of extras. There's no special vehicle. There's no costume. There's no bat cave. There's no bat signal. He's sort of like everybody else. Someone calls him on his phone. He's walking down the street. He sees trouble. It's a very, very simple sort of heroic behavior. We're not talking about something that's very, complex. He doesn't have, he's not from Wakanda. He doesn't have a lot of gadgets. So he's sort of just a guy walking around the neighborhood who has these powers, and he's trying to figure out what to do with them. So it's sort of like your homeboy you might bump into in the streets, and it's like, hey man, I got some trouble over here, and he's trying to figure things out. It's a lot of responsibility. He doesn't know what to do with all his strength and powers. I think this season we're battling with power and absolute corrupt power, and how that affects a person, how celebrity can sort of deal with a person, how it changes them. And I think Luke is a person who has a lot of power and strength, so he has to handle it responsibly. So he's sort of an example of what we're looking at when you talk about absolute power with no one to check you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one around that can stop him. And so in this season we're dealing with those issues, and it sort of parallels our government right now. It's a lot of stuff going on. So Luke is dealing with that, and I think that's a real issue with the audience, and I think it's a real.
I love watching him because Mike Coulter is a really fine actor, and he's strong and big and fine. And Cheo Hodari Coker, our creator and showrunner, is one of the most intelligent, culturally brilliant, historically adept persons I've ever met. And well, I think the reason that our series works is that the line between villainy and heroism is very blurred. And of course, if we were just doing like a stock comic recreation, telling these stories, it would be exciting, but it wouldn't grab your heart. It wouldn't make you reflective about anything. I think what we bring is real people who do, nefarious things rather than villains.
I mean, there's just such a powerful stance that so many people in this leaderful moment of people just using whatever resources they have, voice that they have, energy that they have, time that they have, money that they have to make an impact. And so I think you need to have that represented in the struggles of what that actually looks like in real life, but with the sort of hope and fantasy that kind of gives us that like spark to connect to that heroism, because we need to get up out of bed every day. We need to acknowledge how difficult it is, but we need to just have that confidence that we can do something about it.
Everyone is really excited about seeing Black superheroes, and to have it set in the Marvel universe on the street level in Harlem. We are tackling problems that everyday men and women across America and across the world are dealing with. We're looking at people who are dealing with fame and social media and family issues and sexual violence and political issues. Like, all of those things are prescient right now in this country, and I think that now is the time to see season 2.